on Taibin, the second Sunday of the month of Kiyak. Today, firstly, we talk about the reading of all months of Kiyak and what the taxes of Baramon. And after we take one verse, the angel of the Lord told Saint Mary today, for with God, nothing will be impossible. Number one, we know months of Kiyak, it's 4 weeks. And all the 4 weeks is a reading from these 4 weeks coming from Book of Luke, chapter 1. They divide this 80 verse for 4 weeks. After we finish these 4 weeks, we read something called Baramon, in translation, preparation. These the taxes of Baramon come only for Christmas and the Epiphany feast or baptism. Why? Because if the feast come Wednesday or Friday, we have to eat normal food, because that's a great feast. And the Baramon every year come different. Sometimes come 1 day, sometimes come 3 days, sometimes come 2 days. If the Christmas coming between Tuesday to Saturday, the Baramon only 1 day. If the Christmas coming Sunday, the Baramon can be 2 days, can be Friday and Saturday. If the Christmas coming Monday, the Baramon can be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because we know Saturday is the day God rest, so we're not fasting without food, and the Sunday is the day God had made, so we're not gonna fast without food. This year the Baramon come only 1 year, can be Thursday 6th of January, and the feast can be Friday. Because we fast the Baramon Thursday, we allow it Friday, we eat normal food. That's the tradition of the church. That's why sometimes Abuna, he say, tomorrow we have Baramon. Excuse me. So we know what the Baramon about. And the taxes of Baramon, we fast like Great Lent fasting. So there is no fish and the late fasting. So that's the taxes of Baramon, only before Christmas and Epiphany or baptism. Today we need to talk about the verse. The angel of the Lord, he say very important verse. He say, for with God nothing will be impossible. Sometimes we have problem. Sometimes we have a lot of issue. But if we put this verse in front of us next year, if we put this verse in front of us all time, with God, no, it's impossible. The angel said, with God, nothing will be impossible. I prepared 4 point quick. Abuna said for around 15 minutes. So number one, with God, nothing will be impossible with family. If we have some of our youth stop coming to church, if wife and the husband have conflict or problem, we see a lot of issue happen, but we put this verse, with God nothing will be impossible. One lady, she come to the priest in Alexandria. She told him, my son, I have enough, I cannot do any more. He never comes to church. After even he married, every time he has a conflict with his wife, he got gun, he puts a gun in her head, and they tell her, if you talk, I will kill you. He doesn't believe in God, he left everything. Abuna, he told her, the only thing can bring him back the prayer. She said, but he not even want to come to the church, he not even want to pray. He said, you pray, I will pray. Give me his name and we put in the altar. She gave him his name. Abuna, he said, after a couple of weeks, I saw him coming with his shirt full of blood. Straight away, I said, this guy, what he done, he killed his wife. And they told him, Abuna, I want to repent, I want to talk to you. He told him, what happened? What all this blood? He said, I went out with 3 friends. We were going area, we do sin. So in the car, I got very bad stomach pain in my stomach. And I told them, give me lift to home, I can't go with you. He said, I was very sick. After a couple of hours, one of my friends, he told me, where are you? He said, I'm at home, I'm very sick. He said, the 3 friends who was with you in the car, they have very severe accident, the 3 of them died. I went to the hospital, I saw them, and all this blood from my friend. God, he gave me another life. I want to come back to God. He said he started serving in the church. He said every mass we have, first one he come. Every sermon he first one attend. Who bring him back? He said, with God, nothing will be impossible. Sometimes we see a problem from our eye, it's a hopeless case. But with God, nothing is impossible. He can do everything. If you get the best people in the army, tell them Moses with his people coming in front of the sea, Pharaoh with his chariot behind them, what's gonna happen? You are ahead of the army, tell me what we can do. He said, these people have weapons. You tell him, no. These people, they done self-defense, they done anything as a protect themselves. You said, no. They tell you definitely they will die. But with God, he tell, with one stick, I let him divide the Red Sea, and he crossed the Red Sea. So the verse the angel told the Saint Mary, with God, nothing will be impossible. Number one was family. Number two was our service. When you are serving in the church, you will find a lot of problem happen all the time. When you serve in the church, you will see a lot of problem. Sometimes financially problem, sometimes conflict, like in with God, nothing will be impossible. One person, his name is George Muller. This man, he loved orphan kids. He even built a big refugee camp. He used to have 2,000 orphan kids. He write in his book's diary, 50,000 times I ask God and he make miracle for me. One of the miracle, he said, the lady she was looking after the orphan camp come to him half an hour before lunch. She said, we have no bread to feed these 2,000 kids. Minimum, I need 2,000 bread. Minimum, I need 2,000 bread. He told her, gather all kids, put them in the lunch table, and start to pray. And he went to his room and started to close the door and pray with tears. God, that's your kids. I cannot do anything. They found the rain start to heavy rain and the storm. So the lady come to the George Muller. She told him, we ask you for bread, God send the rain. He said, go continue prayer. After 5-10 minutes, they found someone knocking the door. He tell him, where is George Muller? I was delivering a big truck of bread, but because the rain very heavy, we cannot reach our area. So when I called the head office, they told me, where is your position? I said, next the orphan camp of George Muller. He said, deliver everything before all this bread can be rotten, at least someone have benefit. She said, and the kids eat about 2-3 days from this bread. With God, nothing will be impossible. If we put this one in front of us, we at least we have safe time. See all the world with coronavirus, what happened? Everyone take double vaccine, something appear again, and people start to panic again. But if we believe our life in God's hand, number one, we not panic. Number two, we not stress. Number three, we believe He able to do everything. One virus shut down all the world. Did you believe one day all the airport in the world shut down? One virus let them do this. People, they think He able to do everything with brain, but God, He laugh above and He laughing. Do whatever you like. I'm still controlling the world. If we trust in Him and we come to Him first before any problem, He will support and help us. With God, nothing will be impossible, even if you have problem. One lady, one of the priests, before he was a priest, he said, I was solicitor. A Muslim lady, very poor, come to him, even she didn't pay fees. He told her, what's the problem? She said, I live in house, and the guy, he wanted to destroy their house, so he built a new one to make more money. So what he done, he get gas cylinder, put inside the floor, exploded in the building, so the building, no one can live in the building, so they let her evacuate her. He said, we put a court case, and we win the court. 80,000 pounds for her. The man, he told the solicitor, the one he became priest, he told him, listen, nothing under my name. Can we be quiet, please? Shh. He told the priest in the court, nothing under my name, you're not gonna take even £1. So the solicitor, the one he be a priest, he told the lady, listen, we cannot do anything. This man, he write everything under his wife's name and the kid's name. He said, listen, I will have my way. I said, do whatever you like. The priest, the one he be a priest, he said, I saw this man after 3 days in the court, and they told him, come take your money. He said, what happened? He said, like fire in my home, I cannot sleep. So he said, I called the lady to tell her, come pick up your money. The lady, she told him, I know you will get the money. He said, did the man told you? She said, no. This was Muslim lady, by the way. He said, all right, come take the money and tell me what happened. She said, every day before I come to your office, I go to St. Mary Church, he said, behind my office, and I put candle. And when you told me I cannot get my money, I went to St. Mary picture and I put 12 candle. I told her, listen, every day 1 candle, today 12 candle, I want you to do your job. 3 days, St. Mary, she get her money back. These people, they trust in the saint. These people, not even Christians, they trust in our saint. And the time I have problem, first one, I run to solicitor, or I run to my friend, or I run here. We need to learn, number one, we run to God. He controlling the world. We call him Pantocrator. He be very sad when you leave him and go to someone else. Like exactly, you go ask for help and you leave your dad at home. And your dad can able to help you. That's what happened. We call him our Father who art in heaven. So if he your Father, first one, you go ask him for help. Last point, so I'm not going to keep you long. We have no impossible with us. Even if someone leaves the church and convert to be Muslim even, we're still hoping he will come back. With God, nothing will be impossible. One of the servants, she come to the priest and told him, Abuna, my neighbor, she want to see you. He told her, your neighbor Muslim, you want to put me in trouble? She said, but when she told me I want to see you, her husband, the Muslim man, was sitting, he didn't mind, he didn't say anything. He said, all right, when I have time, I will come to you. After a couple of days, she said, Abuna, the lady, she got cancer, severe cancer, and she nearly died, and she loved to see you. He said, what you want me to do if the lady, she nearly died, she is a Muslim and all this one? Listen, tomorrow I will come. Meet me in the church, I will go with you. She said, Abuna, I went with her. When the lady, because the other lady, the one with cancer, she can't open the door, she leaves the key with her neighbor, the Christian one. She said the time she opened the door, the hair flat stink smell. I went inside to see the lady, all her body burned from chemotherapy and have infection. And the time the lady saw me start to cry. I told her, just stop. I can talk, stop. I will hear from you, just stop. He said, I never see someone cry like this. The time she stopped, she told him, Abuna, can I talk to you privately? He said, all right. So I asked the servant to leave. And the first thing she told him, Abuna, I was Christian. I am the sister of Dr. This, he said was me. He was with me in the university, so I know him. She said, when I was 16 years old, I married Lebanese one about 50 years old. The marriage wasn't successful. I escaped. Evil friend sent me. I married a Muslim man. I live with him. I have 2 children. I baptized them secretly, as now they live in America. And look what happened to me. I am burned and the stink and the infection in my body, and I'm still alive. All this because I denied Christ. Can I come back? Can you give me Holy Communion? She started to confess. He said, I gave her the absolution. I went to Abuna B'Shoy Kamil quick, and I tell him, Abuna, he said, stand up, we pray God extend her life. He said, I did the mass very early next day. I took Holy Communion and I went to her. I gave her Holy Communion. He said, I never see someone in my life happy like her. I gave her the Holy Communion and her face like lighting. After a couple of hours, I was walking in the same street. She passed away. We never have impossible with our God. Even someone convert and be a Muslim, even someone severe sickness, even someone left the church for years. Whenever the angel told us today, for with God nothing will be impossible. If we put this one in front of our eye all year next year, you found your life will change. Glory be to God forever and ever. Amen. And please pray for me.